Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mad Sports Radio. Martino Puccio, Matt Lasello with you here. Winding down in the NBA season. We are almost in April. March Madness is winding down. We are at the Final Four. That'll take place this weekend. But playoff seeding is almost done in the NBA. It's a really tight race in both the West and the East at the 1 seeds. But I'd like to talk about the number 3 seed in the East, the Washington Wizards. First division title since 1978-79. Apparently, was the longest drought
in sports history
in American sports currently for a division title.
Wow.
And if you really think about it, it's true.
If you had to guess who had whatever years that is, 28 years, 38 years drought, and what city it was, you'd probably guess, well, I guess you'd guess Cleveland or Washington.
But Cleveland was really good in the 80s. The Browns were really good.
No, well, this is true.
So you forget, but like you have to really go back that far. They were the Bullets.
Good for Washington. Good for the Wizards.
Good for the Wizards. Great season. Also, Coach of the Year is just as tight as MVP.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I'm seeing a lot of Twitter people are going for Spoelstra, and it's like,
I think there's
how
four.
do you win it in like the 7th spot?
I think there's 4. I think you go D'Antoni. Brad Stevens has to. I don't care what anyone says. They're the first seed.
D'Antoni and Stevens,
Scott
Brooks is
Spoelstra,
right
and
there.
Scott Brooks.
I don't even know if I'd throw Spoelstra in there.
I would, because they're doing more with less. That's what coaching's about. And I've said this so many times. I know. I mean, everyone thought they were tanking. They lost Justice Winslow at the end of the year. The run they've been on has been absolutely incredible. I know he has two really good players.
You throw Popovich in there, then if you look at it that way too. You missed Parker for time. You've missed Aldridge.
That's kind of on him.
Gasol.
I mean, Aldridge didn't miss that much, but also
no, but you've missed Gasol also. I mean,
yeah, no. Pop is like the same thing with LeBron. He has to be top
there.
5.
Yeah,
always has to
right.
be top 5.
You're right.
But this year, I don't. I mean, when he chooses to rest players, that's on him. That's not about injuries.
Well, true.
That's on him.
I mean, my 3 have to be Brooks,
Brooks,
Stevens, and D'Antoni then.
Yes. Well, because, I mean...
Spoelstra would be my 4, and I guess Pop my 5.
Yes, but the Wizards, with Scott Brooks, everyone was saying, oh, you only had KD, Westbrook, Harden, that's why you were winning so many games, that's why you got there. No, Scott Brooks was a good coach.
Absolutely.
And it's not any disrespect to Billy Donovan either. I think he's doing a good job over there in OKC too. And you were a big OKC guy.
He made the jump from college.
Not hit, yeah, and yeah. That doesn't get talked about enough.
He jumped up from college.
Yep. Even Brad, too.
Yeah, and that's also true because, we talk about sometimes college coaches, it's kind of like college for them, too. It's like, hey, can I get to the big stage? Yep. Some guys, Coach K and Boeheim, they stay, and it's better
different.
off for their legacy and grooming players because they're good at grooming them. But some guys, you're not grooming players at Butler for the NBA.
You could look at
Stevens to go.
Patino and Calipari.
Yeah, well,
Nothing.
exactly. And
Nothing.
Stevens has kind of reversed that stereotype.
And I think Stevens is a little more incredible. It's not even bias. I think it's a little more incredible considering his age. I think no matter how old you are, when you're Billy Donovan too, going to the NBA, it's about getting respect. People like Billy Donovan coached really good NBA players. It's Horford, Brewer, Noah. I mean, there were a bunch of good players on those teams. I mean, Brad Stevens' best player he coached, Gordon Hayward. And Shelvin Mack. Those are the 2 that you look at. I mean, Gordon Hayward obviously has made an incredible jump. But to be that young, how many people actually knew who Brad Stevens was?
Right.
I think it was a good situation that he went to because the Celtics were getting younger. People were more familiar who he was. Except for a guy like Rondo. You got rid of it. But either way, to get to a 1 seed right there, absolutely incredible. D'Antoni, obviously, I think probably the best offensive mind in basketball history. Definitely one of the best, for sure. Get off a shot in less than 10 seconds, then you're good kind of offense.
Yeah.
But back to the Wizards with Scott Brooks. John Wall, incredible this year. Bradley Beal, finally, he's here.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal's finally here.
Yep.
Otto Porter Jr.
That's a jump that we don't
season.
talk about either. He's coming
I mean,
in.
we talked about it in our most improved player video.
We did, but it doesn't get talked about enough. He comes in as a defensive-minded player, had some real mental lapses the last couple of years, and now all of a sudden leading the league in 3-point percentage. I'm not sure if he's still leading the league in 3-point percentage.
He's up there.
He's right up there.
He was for a good stretch of the season.
Now you can count on. He's not going to hold LeBron to 10 points, but you're going to put. You're going to have him on one of your better offensive players.
Well, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and Markieff Morris is another thing not talked about because Markieff Morris has had an awesome year, and Gortat has continued
never
to be
got
consistent.
much love. Yep,
he's continued to be consistent.
And the Bogdanovich pickup was great.
And Jennings as well, and Jason Smith has had a nice year. That's what Washington when
Good
they started.
roster.
What did they start?
Kelly
5
Oubre too.
Yeah, Oubre too.
They were struggling.
Like 5 and 19, something crazy.
I think because at the start of the season it was just like John Wall and co. But also Scott Brooks' first season, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So because I think Randy Whitman was their older coach.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was his name. And he was gone. I mean, it takes a little bit of while. I mean, any sport.
But they turned it around kind of on the drop of a dime.
They did.
And to get where they
2017, I believe they might have the best record in the NBA, or at least the East, for sure.
Yeah.
They've been fortunate.
Turn of the new year.
They've been fortunate enough to not have that many injuries,
right?
Because Cleveland and the Celtics have been banged up from time to time. Even Toronto with Kyle Lowry. It's been very impressive. The important thing about them is that they have a star on their team. I don't like saying superstars only. I've told you this. I've only keep it to a couple of players, like 5 tops maybe.
You start to water down the term.
Yeah, because you should. It's like about saying someone's great or someone's amazing at something. Like, come on, like amazing. Right. Amazing is a term to use for someone who's really or special. Special's used way too often lately. But anyways. They have a star that's important, and they've had success in the playoffs. I remember they beat the Bulls. That was kind of an upset a couple years ago when they took them down in the playoffs. Bradley Beal is here. He's got his contract. He's finally living up to it. Bogdanovich is a great bench piece. They have a really good bench. It's underrated part of their game, but John Wall can actually take over games, and I think if Cleveland has to meet them, and there's a good chance that they will
go 6.
They could go 6 or 7. I mean, who knows how Cleveland finishes out their season?
John Wall doesn't get enough defensive credit. He's a big guard, and he's not going to shut down Kyrie, but he's certainly going to give Kyrie a problem.
But that's the thing I wanted to say about shutting down doesn't exist. Shutting down only exists for an average player. Like, you can shut down an average player.
Of course.
A star like that, keep them to their average.
I'll tell you what, Kyrie Irving is going to have a far harder time guarding John Wall than vice versa. John Wall gets 100%. To the rim like Kyrie, but 10 times stronger.
John Wall is the best transition point guard in the league.
10 times stronger he gets to the rim than Kyrie.
Better
Kyrie's
athlete.
way craftier.
Yeah.
But you'll take that. You'll let Kyrie get to the rim and throw up a crazy layup as opposed to John Wall dunking over you with his left hand.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but that's the thing though with averages. You just want the superstar like LeBron or Kyrie to just get their average. Let them get their numbers. That's fine. Don't let them get 40.
Yeah.
Don't let them get 40, 10, and 10. Don't let that happen because that's what happened to the Warriors in the finals. They let Kyrie and LeBron go over for 40 in the same game. You know you can't do that. You know at least just one of them do that.
Try to go guard. I mean that
was a totally separate situation with Curry there.
Right.
And I mean John Wall, my opinion, better true point guard in the league, like actual point guard, what the position's meant to be.
John Wall.
I think it's John Wall and Chris Paul. It's those two.
John Wall's been, I've said this multiple times and on here multiple times, that he's been an MVP candidate. You know, you throw Harden and Westbrook and Kawhi, and that's fair and perfectly fine.
Isaiah Thomas has
and Isaiah Thomas too, but now you're stretching it to like 6. John Wall's been at 4 or 5 for me the entire year. What he's done is absolutely incredible.
No, he has.
Incredible.
100%.
All he got knocked for in college, he's got no jumper. Now he gets to the rim with both hands, and he's got a pretty damn good mid-range jumper, and he'll knock down the 3 if you leave him open.
But a lot of people don't realize you don't need a great jumper all the time.
No, you don't.
Especially at his position.
It's added. It's added. Which is why Chris Paul is so good. Chris Paul's got one of the best mid-range jumpers in the game. They got 2 guys that have it in Crawford and Paul, and you can throw Redick in there. But they're a mess. I don't know.
Well, whatever.
But too much talent.
Don't get off topic on the Clippers. I've been off that Clippers wagon forever. Yeah. Like sophomore year when we first started doing segments.
What Washington's done has been incredible, and a big part of that is Bogdanovich. Like we said, he's shot lights out, and Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings has transformed his game, and we saw it in New York, from being a scoring point guard to he even said on Twitter to multiple people that criticized him, I'm doing what helps my team win, and that's passing first, and it's helping his team win.
That's smart.
He's adapted his game. That's someone I want on my team.
That's someone I want on my team.
That's why you should get paid.
And honestly, out of all the MVP candidates, you could argue, besides him and Isaiah, and Russ, those guys were supporting cast. Out of all, they're not horrible supporting cast.
No, but it's not having.
But it's not what Curry's got. It's not what LeBron has. It's not what Kawhi has either.
Right.
Because Aldridge and Kyrie better than any teammate that Russ, Isaiah, and John Wall have.
I agree,
and that's just a fact. And that's just a fact. And you could even argue that. I think. What about your least coach of the year?
Least coach of the year?
Either Van Gundy or Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue deserves discredit.
Van Gundy's been pretty. I love
They've
Van
been
Gundy.
Extremely disappointing.
I really like Stan.
It's been extremely disappointing.
But it has been extremely disappointing, and I can't even really throw a Hornacek in there because it's been Jackson over him because Phil Jackson, whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, even Fred Hoiberg, because he has not handled that locker room.
Oh yeah. But
you would think coming from kids.
I hated Chicago going into this season.
You think coming from kids in college, you can kind of control a locker room? Absolutely not.
Nate McMillan too, out of Indiana.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they've done a little bit better lately. They just signed Lance Stevenson, by the way.
They did sign him.
3 years, $12 million. So, whatever. We'll go with that. Definitely an amazing season all around. The MVP race, coaching race. Incredible. Congratulations to the Washington Wizards. I know divisions don't mean anything anymore, but it means something to the fans. And I think when coming from two guys who have rooted for horrible franchises in different sports, it's an accomplishment. You should be proud of it. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise because they're probably just miserable Nets fans that don't have it.
You know what? I hope it becomes a free agent spot. Who wouldn't want to play with John Wall? He's got 11 assists a game. He's giving the ball to his teammates.
It's true. But I mean there are other teams that have cap space, but I mean you got to look at it. I mean, I know again, I bring them up all the time, but Boston's situation, they have a max spot open.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, rest of the season, the race is going to be incredible. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I know finals is probably set for the NBA. Most people agree with that. But there's other things that you can pay attention to that are really interesting in the NBA. Growth of other players, races for the 8th seed in both conferences, what the lottery is going to be like, what prospects are coming out.
A lot of exciting NBA
I mean, it might be a 2-team race for now, but look out! I think this league is really gonna get great again soon. Look out for that. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. Martino Puccio, Matt Lasella. Follow us on Twitter Martino Rosario 3, Matty _Ice 42. You can follow us there. Bunch of content coming up in these next couple weeks as our college careers wind on down. So see you next time.